All right, we have John Carosella, the writer and director of Celibacy, as well as David Ceremit, who will be playing Father Joe Connolly, and Thomas Sart playing Father Jeremy Talbot. So, John, how did the idea and inspiration strike you for Celibacy?
Well, it was a long process. It started out as a one-act play called Deep Pockets. I wanted to write something about choice because I think this play is about choice. And you don't have to, you don't have to be Catholic or anything to know about religion to know about choice. Everybody knows about choosing things. And so when you write, you can't write about whether you choose strawberry ice cream or vanilla ice cream. Yeah, the stakes have to be high. And these two men in the play, they have to, they talk about celibacy and they have to choose whether they will be celibate or not. That's a pretty big choice. So it started as a one-act play. And David did that one-act play for me. It's a one-person play a few years ago when we did a series of one-acts. And we talked about it, and it began to develop into a full-length play because we were out one day
At a bar.
And we were talking about what would happen if the guy in Deep Pockets, who did not become a priest because he was gay, what if he did become a priest? What would the consequences be? And that's how it started.
Cool. All right, David, not being your first time performing the script, it's obviously a production that you enjoy being a part of. What does the script have, why does it have such a deep impact on the audience and yourself?
The audience, I can't say. I can judge by the reactions we've gotten the times we've done it before. Some of the people who came to see it were monks from St. Vincent where I work, and it struck a special chord with them, especially the younger guys who really took it to heart. And we were talking, and a lot of times when we use the term celibacy, we refer just to sexual celibacy. And the point was driven, and I agree with it, that sometimes even worse than sexual celibacy, you can handle that, is the emotional celibacy that you have to endure when you're a priest. Being a monk is a little different because they do live in a monastery, they don't have as much contact with the outside world, but even so, you can't develop very close relationships with people because people frown upon it and tongues start wagging. As to me, why it strikes a chord with me, and not to get into the long tale, there's so much of me in both of these characters. Just from sitting and talking with John for the last 30 years, as if I was thinking like this. There's a lot of me in it, and in many ways, I'm bearing my soul on the stage. I'm getting to say things that I probably wouldn't say to other people, but I get to do it now under the guise, under the blanket of a character. So it's a little cathartic for me to do stuff like that.
Very nice. And Tom, this is not your first time being on stage, but it is your first time working with John, David, and the staff at the Cabaret. How has the experience been for you so far?
It's been absolutely wonderful. These guys are really good, and it's just a pleasure working with them. Your direction, John's direction, is really in depth, and he gives a lot to me in the rehearsals, and it helps a lot to bring it home and evaluate it. And David, of course, is just brilliant in the part. So it's been a really great experience.
And John, one last question. Why is it so important for people to see this show?
Well, that's a good
You have to
question.
pick one.
There are a lot of reasons. Theater is just simply important. It's important to people, it's important to a community, and show me the person who hasn't had to make a difficult choice in his life, or her life. Everybody has to do that. And this particular setting is just two priests talking about the choices that they have to make, but it's the impact of making a choice that everyone in the audience will feel. They will all think a little bit differently about the choices they have made and the choices that maybe are impending in their lives. And the struggles that these two characters go through I think will be very helpful to them.
As I've often said, the crux of the play for me is, maybe you don't agree with this, but I still feel it. We all, I think the play deals with, as you said, the choices. We all have to make big decisions in our lives. But when it comes right down to it, this is difficult, but when it comes right down to it years later, do we have the guts to live up to what those choices entail? You know, and the biggest response we got over the last two performances of this were whether people agreed with us or not, they thought about it. They went out to dinner or for drinks afterwards and they talked about it. It made them think. And as actors and artists, that's our job, you know, is to make people think. And that's why they need to come see the show. Get those brain cells working and start thinking about things.
Absolutely. Well, thank you guys very much, and look forward to seeing it January 6th through the 16th, right?
Right.
All right, we'll see you then.
Thank you.
Thank you.